Hello, this is Lamaro, and this is the highlights for the round 5 Spanish Grand Prix in AOR F8. As you can see there, we qualified down in 11th position, which is nowhere near where we thought we were going to qualify. It's a second slower than the timings that I was putting in all week, and then started the qualifying, and I just had no pace and no grip whatsoever. It was exactly the same setup that I'd used all week, so I don't know what had happened to my pace. So we're going to start down in 11th spot. We get an half decent launch, trying to get the slipstream with Fire Demon. Fire Demon goes into the middle, and we have a little tangle. He pushes me onto the grass. I brake a bit earlier as the cars come together at the front, and I think sadly Jason went into the back of me and damaged his ring, but he has nothing to worry about, because at the end of the race I'll give him position back when I absolutely mess up as usual. Coming up to sign here, and I brake early again, and I think Danny this time loses his wing on the back of me, and Ian there tangling with someone, I don't know who it was, allowed me to go through into P9. So yeah, like I was saying, the 11th position wasn't where we're hoping to be. We're hoping to be at least in the top 5. But I thought I had the race pace anyway, so I thought if I could keep people in and make some overtakes on the straight, we still have a good race on us. But yeah, as the race went on, I really struggled. Especially out of the traction zones, trying to put the throttle on, and I was really struggling as we come up to the final corner. And Fire Demon collides with one of the Ferraris, and that puts us up to P7, and then we've got AOR in our sights now, and so we're going to try and hunt him down and get P6. So as we're coming up to lap 3, as you can see, AOR's pulled away from us. And you'll see his time as he goes across the line, it's about a 1:23.8, and we go across, and we're nearly a second behind him. And we just, like I said, we just didn't have any pace. So going on to the end of lap 3, coming up to turn 10, and this is where I get the damage. Damage the wing, brake, nothing there, and then suddenly the Red Bull decides to come and dive bomb me. Damage the wing. There's only light green, but I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was just driving badly today or in the race, but every time the long right-handers just struggled with the damaged wing, and he pulls away from us quite easily. And then we've got Ian then coming up behind us, and I knew it would not be long. I don't think he had any damage from when he had the little tangle on the first lap, so it wasn't going to be long before he'd get past me. So we're coming up here. I've left him the inside line, so if he wants to make a move, but he doesn't. We're coming up to the hairpin now, and again I'll try and leave as much space as possible just in case he wants to go down there. Let's see. But he decides not to there. I don't know if he's just being a bit overly cautious. Coming to it, and I've had to slow down so much for this. The whole race just struggled with that corner, and every time I tried to put the power down, the back end just wanted to go. Going down to turn 10, kept the inside line, and managed to keep Ian behind me for the most of this lap. But as you'll see in a minute, as we go down on to the straight, for some reason I decided to look at my mobile phone, and you'll see what happens when you do that. Went off track and then completely missed my braking zone. Went across here, saw Ian was going down there, thought right, that's it, just let him through now, and we'll try and fight our way to about lap 8 or 9 and stick on the mediums. And yeah, so we're going there. We're going to also get the wing changed. and we decided to go onto the hards because I didn't think I'd be able to get the mediums to the end from there. I've done it from lap 12, but I ended up on about 70%. So went on to the hards, and I've not practiced on the hards at all in the week, and considering how slow I was on the softs, I was not looking forward to spending the the last part of the race on the hards, and we've come out in 14th spot, and it wasn't until about lap 15 that we actually caught up to Robin. We made it up to 11th, but that was only because other people had pitted in. I was a bit wary of coming up to Robin because he can sometimes lag in front of you, so I thought I'll just hold back here. I think he had F8 experience in front of him, but he goes into the pits, and then that gives us the DRS rich mix, and in the end it should be quite an easy overtake down the straight. And I don't know if he'd started on those mediums, but yeah, that was easy enough. And we'll try and go after Ian. I think Ian's like 10 seconds down the road. He's also on the same strategy as me. That'd be quite tough to catch him, and we didn't catch him. It stayed at about 10 seconds, and we had Jason behind us on the mediums, but he'd been on them for a while, and that was about 6-7 seconds it had been most of the race. And then here comes the most ridiculous mistake. Just completely lost concentration and forgot what gear I was in, and then there we go, spun. So I'm thinking I can see him coming up, and teammate unlaps himself, and then Jason comes there, and that's the second time this season I've given him a position because of one of my mistakes at the end of a race, so he definitely owes me a Christmas card. But yeah, that was a bit disappointing. So coming up to lap 33, and we get to 9th because I think Noodle crashed out about lap 28-29, and he was up in 2nd, I think. So that was disappointing for him. But for us, P9, it's our joint best performance of the season, but really wasn't what we were wanting or expecting, to be honest. Yeah, but congratulations to Ghost Hunter on his first win this season and his first win in AOR. Also congratulations to Medi, I think that's his highest position of the season, I could be wrong. And Seppi on the 3rd spot on the podium, and my teammate down in 15th, so not a good weekend either for constructors. But we've got Britain next, and Britain is my favourite track. I'm fast around there. Let's get some good points. Just a top 5 finish, that's what we want. So yeah, we'll see you later next week.